and Gwyn on patrols and stuff like that very, very frequently. I just realized you don't have a +3 because no one here has guidance. Never mind. Shit. So I just realized that. Awkward. That's fine. But yeah, you end up hanging out a lot with your respective peoples. Now, can you please roll me a survival? I do with advantage. Survival check with advantage. What? You were rolling the same number so high.
You will have a 5.
That's crazy, man. That's wild. So 4 plus.
The dice have decreed. Thou
The
shalt
dice-
get a 5.
The dice have spoken.
All the good rolls.
The dice have spoken. Can you make me a death save at advantage? I don't know if it will actually account for the advantage because I think the sheet's a bit dumb like that, but we'll see. Okay, it did not roll with advantage. So hit it one more time because the sheet just doesn't do that for death saves for whatever reason. Okay.
Oh,
There
Okay.
we go.
oh, tickety
Okay.
down.
Okay.
Alright.
20.
Okay.
Does she get a bonus for that?
He's got snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, I guess. Okay. Pikachu face. I didn't expect this. Okay, I know exactly what to do. As you guys are traveling, Deet, you and Zol end up like getting a little bit lost. Not in the sense like you like are teleported to a new location or something like that. It's just more of a, as you guys are doing this like widespread pattern of not attracting too much attention in one specific spot. You know, you sort of scatter. You and Zol end up losing sight
Oh my god.
on you know like the rest of the group.
Oh no. This is not
And you guys are like, shit. Like, bruh, we're lost in the twins. Fast to the Feywilds right now. No. What actually ends up happening is some sort of creature begins to leap forward as if waiting this entire time, stalking you guys, waiting for the fucking idiots in the back to finally grow slow and lost. This creature appears to be some sort of crocodile mixed with like a bug. You don't know. You're not a ranger. You're not from around here. Zol's not that smart. Neither of you know what the fuck it is. It's like if you took like a dinosaur and mixed it with like what are they called? A water spider.
Yeah.
So it has multiple legs, 8 like a spider, so it is like more chitinous and stuff like that. But at certain parts, it does meld into some alligator or gator-esque scales, a gator torso that has a big abdomen that's all wrapped up like a fucking like purse, like the big old leather gator skin purse abdomen sack thing. It does have a bit of a a mandible-esque spider mouth, but inside it there is a sub mouth, almost like a moray eel, which is more gator-like. So definitely the mandibles are used to pull things in or paralyze, as you guys sort of find out. Or rather, you find out, whereas Zol gets paralyzed. That's unfortunate. Things are looking grim, to say the least. Looking a bit grim. But as you are like trying to dodge around this creature, weaving back and forth between vines that it keeps getting stuck on, between trees, you even dunk underwater and try to outswim it, but like try to like, lose visual and potentially scent-based tracking on you. You resurface as this thing is in the middle of like skittering, chittering, like looking around for you, and then you hear the sound of a bell, like a church bell. This church bell sound accompanies something striking this gator spider creature. And it doesn't die. It definitely looks very critically hurt as something gets shot through its skull. And it just sort of runs away. Just sort of gets back in the water and runs away. As you've been looking around for the source of whatever shot that shot, someone begins approaching you. This person is dressed in thick, heavy garbs. You quite clearly see the bow he's wielding. He is wrapped up head to toe. He has a mask on and a cloak and cowl. The works. Heavy swamp going, like, trousers and boots and stuff like that. And he just sort of, like, begins, like, pushing through the water towards where you are. This, like, not waist-high, but almost waist-high water. And he goes over you. And he just holds out a hand. Do you take it?
Favorite? Really good.
The ox. Was it you that rang that bell?
It was just
He nods.
Yeah. I see.
Then Deep extends her hand and takes.
Really?
You're a long way from any provincial settlement. Are you lost?
I have a thing for my table.
Yes, and then Deep just remembers that Zol is paralyzed and says,
It was really good. Like
my
it's pretty solid table.
comrade, he's
Hey, I didn't
probably back there. Could you help me?
I said, hey, my table's really
Leads away.
that is not.
You lead him over to where Zol is, and he's like face first in some mud. Not in the water, but like on the quote unquote path. And then the guy who's following you just goes, he's lucky. If he'd fallen in water, he might be drowned by now. But should count his blessings. He crouches down and begins like grabbing at some sort of alchemical like kit he has. Not many survive a Drek-Schnapp's ambush. Drek-Schnapp. He begins writing some sort of antidote for Zol and injects it into him. And in a pretty quick amount of time, Zol like, ugh.
Oh, I think
Ugh.
you told me to watch.
Thanks for that. That was a nightmare. He looks at this guy. He looks at you, Deet.
I'm not trying to like.
Nice to meet you.
I don't
Guy.
think we got your name.
That is for the
I'm
best.
Deep, and this is Zol.
Make me a persuasion check.
I just wanted to show you this.
At advantage. I low-key want to give this guy an Australian accent now. I don't know why.
What's stopping you?
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, it seems
Come on.
appropriate.
Nah, we can't double up on Aussie accents. We already got Vincent, who's Australian. I'm trying to embody some Wolfgang energy here. Some German. Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Well, right there. That's a Drake snap.
Is that why Zell's a Drek Snap? Yeah. So he like looks between the two of you. It's like, I'm D. This is all, and just like expectantly waiting for him to respond. He just goes, "You may call me Sphere."
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yeah. You two should get out of here. This is no
Unfortunately.
territory for lost folk.
Unfortunately, we are lost, and we could use your help if that is possible.
He looks like he's about to respond, but then he like peeks his head, like cocks his head, and like listens out. Is it just you two?
We got separated from our group, but currently, right now, it's just us.
And then I hear your friends approaching. Is either that or bandits?
Well, can you tell? Do you know where they're coming from?
He just points with his like finger that way. Converse with your friends. I will be around.
Around. What do you mean? Like, is there any way we can contact you?
When you're done talking with your friends, I'll be around. And he like just does like a dive into the swamp water, just, and he never surfaces. Not in your visible range, at least.
How is it possible to be that cool?
Yeah, eventually the rest of your companions, Ward and Gwyn, Vincent, Marika, and Abigail, and Hafren, catch up to you. Marika just goes over and begins like doing like a heal check on you and Zal. Are you two alright? We heard the sounds of a bell nearby. Not a good sign.
Yeah.
Bell in the middle of the woods. The sign. Vince is like looking around like, I don't trust this shit.
We were attacked by some kind of spider, crocodile thing.
Spotted gator.
I'm not really.
Ward and Gwyn just nods. Ah, a Drex snap. How the fuck do you know that? It's part of my job. Rats. We gotta say about some fella, he just jumped in the water right now. He jumped in the water. Vincent just points across the water. Vincent, if this person saved Zal and Deet, I think they're fine. Surely they would have had other ways of dispatching us. I understand that, man, but can never be too careful. Fair enough. He says he's around, so if y'all want to talk to him or something, I'm sure he's listening. Morton Gwyn looks around, begins scanning, doesn't spot Svea. Well, whoever he is certainly well accustomed. Continues to search. Hafren begins like splashing the water with a stick, just the spectral form of Oswald shows up. Don't reckon you should be doing that, lass. I don't see why not. The place is safe now, and this might get the attention of whoever. Captain Oswald thinks on that. He finds the wisdom in such statements, and he pulls out his gun. Oh wait, no, they didn't have guns. They do now. Upgrade, baby. Got upgrades, people. Upgrades. Ghost gun.
Upgrades.
Ghost
Yes, with the
gun.
times.
Ghost gun.
We just need to kill a gun. No, what probably happens is Oswald could probably grab things and assimilate them into his form, but only like a certain number of things.
But only by killing them.
Only by killing them, yeah. And sucking their soul.
Ceremoniously burning.
As
a gun.
Oswald pulls out a fucking gun. You got the glizzy on him. D, you spot behind Ward and Gwyn, Svea begin rising out of the water like fucking Jesus. Just like up like an elevator, just like levitate up. Do you all need assistance back to the road? Ward and Gwyn immediately just draws his blade and aims in like a dueling stance against Svea. He just blinks once, unamused, absolutely unthreatened. Gwyn puts his blade down. We're actually looking for something. There's nothing out here. Well, they beg to differ. Like, Gwyn just gestures at all of you. America just goes, we're looking for a village. A village one of our compatriots is from. There is no village out here. Everyone rolls an insight check on the bastard. There has to be a village around here. There has to be.
There was.
There has to be. Actually, here we'll make it easier. You take advantage, and I'll also roll again for. Let's make it quicker. Yeah, same number. Nice. Nothing. Yeah. Yeah. You and Merrick are like. You guys look at each other like he's lying. You don't say anything. You're just like, that's fucking bullshit. How do you want to proceed?
They would say, "Are you sure? We came here for a reason, and we know that our sources are telling that there should be a village around here."
And Val, did you get this information? We sort of saw it in like this magical echo of someone's memories. If you're going to lie to me, at least put some effort into it. It's not a lie! And tell the truth! Right, you all saw it. He like just you guys like, come on, we saw it. Having nods up and down for him, like, we saw it. Oswald's like right behind her, arms crossed, like nodding, but slowly. No, we saw it. Make me a persuasion check, D. With advantage. Oh, you rolled so well! Very well. Zen, come with me. And he just begins walking on water. How is he doing that?
He's Jesus.
I don't know, but it must be something to do with magic. Or key, perhaps. Just making sure we're aligned on this. We're following the crazy guy in the woods that fucking walks on water. That crazy guy in the woods that walks on water did save some of us and is our best lead. So yes. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Don't fucking say that, Haffer. Come on, don't. You never say that. Never say that nowhere, especially not the twins. You never say what's the worst that can happen. All right, that's bad. That's bad. Just bad.
And she starts crying because he yelled at her.
No, she just like tilts her head, like, why? Because something bad always happens. Haffer begins looking around. Nothing bad's happened yet. Not right now, but later. Come. We should follow him. If we die, I'm just saying, I'm with Vincent on this one. So you guys follow. You guys follow Svea. Or, I guess you might know him by his full title. Because you guys did hear it in the echo. Jaeger Svea. He's the person in charge of Delva's hometown.
Hey.
You arrive at Delva's hometown. It's very, very hidden. And you're an arcane trickster. You do detect that there are magical wards around here. Sort of like God of War style. There is an obfuscating ward around here. As you cross through the threshold, the sounds of swamp airs and gases escaping, well, the swamp, as well as like the chitter and critter and all that good stuff of little animals and birds and whatnot, go much quieter. They're not gone, they're definitely more subdued. You guys follow Jaeger Svea into the village. The village itself is built a bit on a small section of hill, but these hills do not go like 5 feet, 10 feet up. They're definitely up above out of the swamp, and there are like wooden bridges, posts, and stuff like that laid between the hills to give even more walking space. But they're definitely not like uber out of the water. You can still totally fall in like 4 feet or whatever, 3 feet. There are not many buildings here. Probably a dozen, maybe a bit more than that, just off a quick glance. And there are not many people out and about currently. It's around 2 o'clock, afternoon time. thereabout. And, well, you and your team have a bit of a huddle. Mission accomplished. We found the village. What do we do now? America advocates for just talking with Jaeger Svea and not getting in his good graces because that sounds like psychopathic, but just ask, like, outright, just be honest. Like, we're here because of Delvit, if you even know who that is. Do you remember him? Why? Like, what is up with this place? Is he allowed back? Vincent advocates for piecing the fuck out. We found the place and we know where it is, and we can just fucking leave and come back with everyone else. But the thing is, if we die here, then the report dies with us. So Vincent advocates for get the fuck out. Warden Gwyn advocates for take a walk around the place. Like, there has to be something about this village that's protecting it. That is, I'm not saying necessarily the forces of magic, but the forces of some power or deity. If this is like a Nevros village, then there has to be some fell god at play here, stuff like that. Hafren joins on with Warden Gwyn, not in any sort of strategic or tactical sense, she just wants to look around. Place seems pretty fun. Zal will back your vote. He definitely thinks that everyone's of differing opinions, and you're pretty level-headed. So he'll back your vote. What do you vote for? Do you scout the place, piece the fuck out, or talk with the Jaeger Svea?
Scout the place.
You throw in your vote with Warden Gwyn / Hafren. And I guess technically Hafren has Captain Oswayne, but that doesn't count because he's bound to her. That's false voting. Roll me either your choice of perception or survival. And do so with advantage. Yes. Very good. Let's go. Okay. This place, as you guys begin walking around the place, Jaeger's Fair just says, when you're ready to talk, I'll be at, that location. And it's like the tallest building here. Or tallest as in it's built on the highest point, not tallest as in it has like 5 stories, something like that. He said you're free to walk around the place, just don't disturb anyone. And he will be keeping an eye on you, so don't do anything stupid. You guys begin walking around the place, and you do spot that some of the buildings are more than just simple wooden hovels. Some of them are actually built out of like stone foundations. Or one building, the building that Jaeger Svea is at, is actually just made of stone. Old, weathered stone, but stone nonetheless. Others have like a single stone wall that they built out of with the rest of the wood. Others have no stone in them at all. Stuff like that. You do get this weird sixth sense that something is watching you. And not Jaeger Svea. You can literally see him on his front porch